In today's class, we explored what would be a natural consequence to our class last time. Last time, our class was on fear. This time, it would naturally be about faith, because fear is nothing but the absence of faith. When we feel fearful or anxious or negative, in that moment we obviously have lost touch with faith. Just the way in a room darkness and light cannot exist together, fear and faith cannot exist together in us in the same moment. So whenever we feel negative, it's good to be sincere to tell ourselves that in that moment I have lost my faith, and I simply have to delve into myself to recover that faith, because that faith is always there inside me, deep in my psychic being. The Mother's presence inside me, the very fabric of it is faith. Faith that I'm part of a divine whole. Faith that at every moment there is perfect order in the apparent chaos of the cosmos. Faith that once I have loved the Mother and called to her, she will never let me down. That with her protection, I can go into the mouth of death, as she says, and nobody can touch one hair on my head. I can be in the most adverse of circumstances, but if I go into them with a shining, bright, happy faith, the best will come out of those circumstances. I'll make the necessary growth I need to by growing through them, and I'll come out of them unscathed and in a much better place. So for most of us, we live with almost a constant mind state of dread, sadness, hurt, fear, and that's not because of life and circumstances. Let's be very clear that our thinking that life causes me this pain is ignorance. My pain is coming from the conditioning in my mental, in my vital, in my subconscious, which is constantly being regurgitated and playing out as records. So once I recognize this, I must remember the phenomena of neuroplasticity. The fact that every time I feel a negative emotion and I feed it, it gets a more deeper blueprint in my nervous system, and it comes more often and with greater frequency. But every time a thought of fear comes, like we saw, the white pathway would be the thought of fear, and we start creating a pathway of faith, the yellow pathway. Over a period of time, the white pathway of fear and negativity goes away, and the very blueprint in our nervous system changes to faith. Then quite effortlessly our thoughts and emotions are bright and luminous with faith. So that is our personal effort required to constantly feed faith rather than fear. And when we turn to the Mother and remember her in the darkest of moments, this becomes so very possible for us that in fact Sri Aurobindo gives us a beautiful metaphor in Savitri. Most of us are feeling hunted by our negativity all the time, and so the restless compulsion to constantly check WhatsApp messages, eat food, overeat, do things, it's all because of feeling hunted. But when we really give ourselves to the Mother's presence inside us, we feel like that bird who's not feeling hunted anymore, and it can just rest its tired wings. So those words from Savitri, as might a soul fly like a hunted bird, escaping with tired wings from a world of storms, and a quiet reach like a remembered rest in a haven of safety and splendid, soft repose. One could drink life back in streams of honey fire, recover the lost habit of happiness, feel her bright nature's glorious ambience, and feel joy in her warmth and color's rule